Chat's there as well, I think.
Yeah, no, those should be falling leaves. If he scrolls in, it should be more visible, Kento. And no, I didn't animate the map. I'm nowhere near that level of artistic talent, but there's a ton of stuff I can put across it.
Why
So-
does it say I've got 200,000?
Oh, because I was trying to see if I could find it in the CSS.
Okay.
How much, like a unique value that's not going to be anywhere else. So I just put you to have like 200,000 health to see if I could find it and see if I could find where it is, but I could not. So the HP at the top won't update because I have the wrong path for your current health.
Yeah.
So as soon as I can find where that is, I'll have to ask somebody, and then we can go there.
All right. Do you want me to tell you what spells I've got?
No, yeah, I can drag them onto your character sheet. I have most of a compendium put together for most things you'll probably deal with. So
Yeah.
let me know what spells you have. If you click into your spells tab, I already dragged 2 in that I knew you had, but
Spray and detect magic. Okay. Read magic.
1 second. So wizard spells. So these are level 1 spells.
Yeah.
All right. So read magic. Okay.
Magic missile.
Magic missile.
Mending.
Mending.
Spider climb.
Spider climb.
And then level 2 spells.
Okay. 1 sec. Got it.
Skeletal hands. Hopefully you've got them. It's not from the player.
Skeletal hands. I do not have skeletal hands. You'll have to create that yourself.
Choke. You might not have any of these then.
Choke. No, I think I only had the PHB ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll have to create them, but you have the thing there, and you should have the kind of format for doing this. Out of the other ones. So like if you cast, magic missile. So if you like click it, it'll take it down to -1 out of 0. But you can do your prepared. You can increase your slots. You can add like new spells with the plus. You can add like here. I'll add a second level 1, and then we can delete it out. So you have a second level tab. But eventually, we should be able to get them to be animated as well for all your big AoEs like color spray. It should eventually be able to put out a template because that's how we do it in 5e.
What do you mean put out a template?
So like you see how it, like when I rolled it into chat that says saves, there should also be a button that says place template, and then it'll draw, it'll automatically have the 20 by 20, and then it'll automatically have it animated.
That's cool. You know, also for the first, I don't think we've done experience for the first 2 sessions, so we should probably do that.
We have not.
Yeah.
So, do you have spells?
What do you mean? Do I have spells?
The spells you cast when you were out, right?
Fuck. It's probably on my laptop somewhere, but I think I cast, I don't know, like 2 color sprays, 3 magic missiles.
Yeah, those
That's
are
about
100
it,
each.
really. They're 50 each, I think.
Yes, I think it's 50 per level.
It's 50 for casts, and it's 100 per level for learning them.
For learning them, okay.
So they're the spell when I cast Skeletal Hands once. So I think I've got 1 level 2 spell, 5 level 1 spells, and I've learned 3 level 2 spells. So
okay, so 7 plus 3 times 100 is 650. And then we'll give you...
For learning spells, it's double. So for learning a level 2 spell, it would be 200.
Yeah, so 300 for learning 3 level... Oh, no, because they're level 2.
Yep, 600 for learning those spells.
So
then 5 level 1s is 250, 850. Plus 1 casting of a level 2, so yeah, 950.
950, yeah. And then we will add in 100 XP for making it to the cave. We will give you 200 XP for dealing with the town and the fair, and we'll give you 50 XP for sneaking around the farms.
Okay.
So you should be getting close.
1300, and then it's times 1.1 because I've got 17 or 18 in my prime record. So,
yep.
You know, we're still a little bit off.
Yep. Should be getting close though.
Oh no, it's 5,000 XP to level 4.
Oh, 5,000 XP to level 4?
Yeah.
I thought it was 5,000 XP at level 4.
No, it's 5,000 at level 3, I think 10,000 at level 4. Unless I've messed that up.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Now I have my table up.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so that table is total XP. Got it.
Alright,
so
I might add these new spells in, like in between sessions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Yep, not a big deal. I just figured that's a good way for you to keep track. I'm gonna at least you can change your spell slots so you know how many you have, and then you can keep track of how many castings you have there. So I'm just gonna add in an arbitrary level 2 and an arbitrary level 3, and then we'll get rid of it. So then you have your if you don't have at least one level 2 slot, it's not gonna be there, but you can use that to track your total slots.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the moment it's easy. It's just 3 level 1 and 2 level 2.
Yep. Yeah. Cool.
All right. It's been a little while. Can you recap us on what we did last time?
Yeah, sure. So last time on Nickromancer, you made your way back from the cave and kind of informed the town of what was going on out there. You found the cherry pie that was meant for the slain captain of the guard, smeared on your wall by your lovely neighbor Mary, who now hates you for lying to her in the town about what's going on. You guys were visited by a friendly cadre of bugbears who warned you not to leave the town and forced all the farmers to come in. And they had a demand for 10 men at arms to be ready in 10 days' time, so 7 days from now. Yeah. Oh, and let me actually pull up a document. The kid who won the jousting contest also overheard a bit about the problems of the town, and you warned him not to
tell anyone.
Yep, Turkar, that's the guy's name.
And did we not come up with a plan to attack the hobgoblins when they came for the men?
Well, you planned to attack them when they came for the food. I don't know if you plan to attack them if they came for the men. But yeah, you could do that potentially if they were to, come in to grab them instead of asking them to walk outside.
Was the plan to kill them on the food? Because I thought the idea was that we didn't want to give up the 10 men.
Yeah. I thought you wanted to kill them and then figure out a way to fake their bones as being killed by gnolls, and you had no idea how to do that. I mean, you could flay them and get the meat off, I guess, but...
Alright, so there's still some work to be done on that. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can grab my my notes document from my laptop. Really quick. So, are we in an evening, or is the day just ended and we're...
Yeah, so the day's kind of ending, and you are headed back to your home for the night, I believe.
And we've got, what, a week until they're coming for the men?
Mm-hmm.
Right, let me just...
Oh, I think you also had another plan that you wanted to go feed the animals the next day, I think, or at least try to feed as much as you could on the farms to the right.
Yeah. On my own, I kind of feel like maybe I want to start bringing some people with me to speed that up. Because I'm not... The idea is that we don't really want to be seen, right? But... Sorry, I'm just trying to fucking work my work laptop to grab these notes, but it's just being slow as fuck. I'll just leave it on the side for now. Yeah, so... Maybe I'll just bring that kid with me. I start to think that maybe he is he's more easily influenced. So that evening, right, I guess before I go to bed, I might go and find that guy's house. The remind me his name, the kid who won the jousting competition. Turkar, yeah. Yeah,
so Turkar lives with his parents over here. Just going to put some text. So Turkar lives over here with his parents. He's got an older brother who is not in the guard, just another hunter, and a little sister.
Okay, so it's maybe just, it's past sunset, people are turning in for the night. I'll leave my house and I'm going to go over to Turkar's house and knock on the door.
Yeah, so let me roll some names for his parents. Unless you have what I think we should do is I need just like a list of names for people. I know who they are. I just haven't named any of them. So if we want to have a bunch of subs, just like gift subs and names for people, I can have them on a list to just put them down.
Yeah,
well, either in my chat or your chat, and then
if you're a sub and you want to name some characters, just post names in the chat and we'll pull them
in. Yep. Same goes for you, my chat. Did you talk to your chat about potentially doing inspiration or healing?
No.
Okay.
What were we going to do that for donations, right?
Yeah, so for donations, we can give inspiration or advantage or disadvantage on rolls, or potentially like a D4 of healing. And chat can be an active god in the universe.
It's pay to win D&D. Yeah. Or pay to lose, depending on your...
yeah, if you don't like Nick, you can just pay for lots of advantages for me and lots of disadvantages for Nick. We'll see how it goes. We'll probably cap it to a certain number of times, either per session or per overall, or like maybe you can just only have one inspiration at a time or something.
Yeah.
But that way you guys can like influence things, and then also adding or subtracting from loot.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So as like he goes and hits loot caches, you can pay for extra rolls or fewer rolls on like tables. So you're not going to be able to be like, all right, well, I'd like to buy him like a robe of the Archmagi or whatever, or like his staff of power or whatever cool stuff. But we can like add.
Yeah, that'd be too much, right?
Yeah. It's like not going to be like, all right, $500 and you can give us half the Magi. But if he's rolling on a loot table, like we can roll, we can have him like an extra roll on that table.
Yeah, we can re-roll it or something.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool. Maybe we limit it to like,
yeah, like maybe one like advantage. +1 or -1 or +2 or -2, or we could gate it by price. So if it's like $500 for an extra roll, well, hardly anyone's going to pay for it. But I mean, obviously not $500, but like.
But like we should limit it to once per encounter, right? So the D4 healing can only happen once per encounter, otherwise it would be.
Yeah, and then if people like it or don't like it, well, then we can try it out. I'd rather make it too infrequent than too frequent, yes. and then we can deal with it from there. And then we can also play with like prices. So if it's like $1, well, basically you're going to get it every time. And if it's like $1,000, well, no one's ever going to do that because that's like a colossal waste. And then we can figure it out from there. But those are just ideas, chat. Not going to put them in this time. It's just something to think about for
in the future.
You guys. Yep. All right. Do we have names out of your chat now? Let's see.
Someone suggested the name Cherry, but their sub had run out, unfortunately.
Okay.
So no one's.
Yes. Yeah. You can also do the opposite. So you can give me rolls and stuff.
Okay, so Cherry is probably fine for his wife. You're naming Turkar's family here. I think he's got an older brother and a mother and a father.
Yeah, and a younger sister.
Cherry, Graves, and a younger sister too. So maybe the Cherry can be. My work laptop needs more RAM. Like
Victor, why are we naming people after League of Legends people? Unbelievable. Turkar, Teresa. Holbert.
Yeah.
All right, Holbert. That'll be the
father.
Okay.
So start making.
Peter. That's a good one for the brother, and we need the daughter's name.
Son, Destiny. Isabella.
Isabella, there we go.
All right. So, read them out. We've got mother, father, older brother, and younger sister.
So Turkar is the champion of the jousting.
Yeah.
We have Cherry, who is his mother. Hulbert is his father. Peter is his brother, and Isabella is his daughter.
All right. Okay. Perfect. So who answers the door?
So Cherry comes to the door and says, Neolak, what's going on?
Good evening, Cherry. Sorry to bother you and your family so late. I hope that I haven't awoken you from your rest. I was hoping that I might speak with Turkar for a brief moment.
Yeah, you see like a little bit of panic come on Turkar's face for a second as he like sees you at the door, and Cherry looks at you and says, "Well, it's getting close to his bedtime. You sure we can't wait till morning?"
Yes, this is an urgent matter about plans for the morning. And Turkar may still be a young man, but he's one of the most capable fighters in all of the town, and I have need of him.
Okay, well, make it quick.
Of course.
Turkar. And Turkar comes like scurrying around and stands kind of at the door. Hey, Neolak, what are you doing here?
What's up, Turkar? May we have a moment to speak in confidence? I say, looking over his shoulder at his family that are probably like listening into the conversation.
Yeah, they're kind of like cleaning up after dinner, getting dishes done, lighting some candles so there's a little bit of light, and maybe do some reading or something.
So I take a step back from the door to allow him to like step outside with me.
Yeah, Turkar steps outside, and the door kind of pulls the door shut behind him, but you're fairly certain that at least his mother is listening in intently on the other side of the door.
Sure, so I'll lower my voice a little bit and say, this whole business with the food and the farms and not being able to tend to them.
He as soon as you like start, he like puts his finger to his lips.
I nod, yeah, good.
And
the animals out there.
He just shakes his head at you and says, well, I don't know if I can go out to help you tomorrow. I'm it's really dangerous out there. I wouldn't want to upset my mother or the bugbears.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Gestures.
Thanks for...
He's like gesturing you to leave, yeah.
Thanks for considering it. I suppose I'll just head out first thing at sunlight from the East Gate myself in the morning.
Yeah, no problem. And I'm going to get to training. I appreciate it, Neolak. You've been a great help to our people.
Okay. I walk away. I sort of slowly walk away from the house confused, like not sure what was going on there. Like maybe we were saying it for his mother's benefit and he is going to meet me. I gave him the details, so I'm going to silently hope that he's there in the morning when I get to the gate.
Yeah, sure.
Wander back to my house.
Yeah. What are your plans tonight?
Nothing really. I'm frustrated, right? The spell book that I got is like no longer giving up its secrets to me, right?
Yeah. So
I persist.
Are you going to take a look at it tonight?
Yeah, I persist looking at it. Still having the same problems.
So you spend like an hour or two, but like as you're kind of flipping through it, you can see like the ink kind of fading from the pages, as if it's been around for like, a couple hundred years. It's like getting like fainter and fainter kind of as the night goes on. And you're looking through it when you hear just like the rolling of the lock in your door slowly being like pushed in.
Okay, I pull open the drawer in my desk where my skeletal hands are.
And
I run over to like the kitchen and pull out like a knife or something and leave it on the desk.
Yep.
And I'll go to the door. Do I have like a peephole or something like that, or?
Well, so like as like you're coming up, like so with your skeletal hands in hand.
No,
you see the door.
I'm leaving them on the desk. I'm not like.
Oh, you're leaving them on the desk.
Just
okay,
I can summon them if needed, but.
Yeah, so like you're like running up, knife in hand. You see the door push open, and Neolak, it's probably about 10 o'clock at night, pushes in with himself and like 4 or 5 other youths as they like silently kind of spill into your living room.
Wait, Turkar is this? Sorry.
Yeah, Turkar. Yeah.
What is the meaning of this, Turkar?
Keep your voice down. We're going tonight. We're going to swim around the wall. We're going to swim around the wall and feed the animals on the east side or on the west side.
I look over the other guys here. Are they also like trained fighters?
Yeah, they're all like 13, 14, 15. Like, youths busting out in the middle of the night.
But yeah, but like Turkar can fight. Can the rest of these look like they can fight or not?
I mean, as well as, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids, they've been training a little bit, so they should know how to use a sword and a bow, but not really going to be much of an army, I guess.
Well,
you can see like a couple like daggers, on their hips. Two of them have bows, and Turkar's got a short sword.
I consider it. I think that... Okay, fine, we'll go now. But if we see anything, we run back to the town. Do not try and fight the hobgoblins if we get attacked.
Okay, we're going to... our plan is, over the next hour, we're going to sneak around the harbor. We're going to slip into the water, swim under outside of the view of the guards, and come up in the fields. Okay. So if you go up to the top, like you see where those docks are, they're basically gonna like sneak, get in the water, swim like underwater quietly, and come out in the fields. Yeah.
Very sneaky. Okay, just writing my spell list for the day, since I can't remember what we had last time.
Okay.
One thing I forgot about last time is, as a specialist, I get an extra spell slot, right, at level 1 at each level.
I believe so.
But it has to be a necromancy spell, and I don't have a necromancy spell at level 1, so and it's still limited to 2 spell slots at level 1 because I don't have a necromancy spell to take that.
Okay.
So this is my spell list.
Okay.
I won't bring the skeletal hands with me. I guess I go and get my... I go back into the room. I like close the drawer so they don't see it, hopefully. Mm-hmm. And then I'll like pick up that book and like put it under like some other papers or whatever that I've got on my desk. I'll go over and grab my traveling like cloak or whatever that I wear and grab my dagger, clip it to my belt. And yeah, all right, let's go.
All right. He says, all right, we've got our plans to get out slowly over the next 45 minutes or so. So if you want to meet us on the other side of the wall in an hour, we'll meet you at the Farmer Biggs Fields.
Okay, I'll see that.
So,
careful.
Yep. All right, sounds good, Neolock. And you should probably get a new door. I mean, that was the easiest one in the village.
How many houses did you go around breaking into?
Gives you a wink. Just one or two.
Get out of here.
All right, yeah. So he and the other youths kind of scramble like out into the night, one at a time.
I think to myself, you know what? These aren't the first guys to break into my house either, because that woman broke in and like stole the pie, right, and like marked all the walls.
Yeah.
So maybe they're right. Maybe I do need to get a new lock. I will spend the next 10 minutes like looking at my door and the lock and like working out like why is it so easy to break into.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like, not really a super fancy lock. I mean, this is a village. There's really not really a lot of problem with violence or whatever.
Have they picked it, or can they just like push it open?
Oh, they picked it, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I think about maybe getting like a padlock for the interior or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the future.
Or like a bar or
a bar or something. Yeah, it would be easier. Okay, I guess what I will do to be safe. So I've got like a backpack that I carry with me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put my skeletal hands and the knife. So I carry my dagger, but the knife I'll just put in my backpack next to the hands. I don't intend to use it, but if things go completely awry, maybe like we can rely on them to help fight. But so I pack that all into my backpack. I'll take like a day's worth of rations, maybe just some cheese and some dried meats or whatever.
Gonna take that swimming with you?
I'm not sure I'm planning to go swimming. I might just leave through the gate.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
I can leave through the gate. I mean, they're kids. They wouldn't be allowed, but I could leave.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do I need to grab? I'll grab a torch. That's it. All right, I get my stuff together. I'll go. Have they got? Did they get the animal feed, or was it in the
Well, that's probably
farms?
going to be stored like
The farms,
in the
yeah.
barn. In the barns, yeah.
All right. I will. Once I'm ready, I'm going to go up to the east gate. They're talking about swimming around to the east, right? Not to the west.
They're going to the west. Sorry,
Okay.
they're heading to the side closer to the. Wait, hold on. Let me think. Let me roll a d2. Yeah, they're going to the side closer to the hobgoblins, or not the goblin, the bugbears and the goblins, the goblinoids. I always get them all messed up. Yeah.
Yeah. All these different types of demi-humans. Okay. Yeah, I'll go over to this side of the town, go up to the gate, and they assume there's like a guard here on duty or something.
Yeah. Let's see. How's it? What's going on, Neolock? Why are you headed out in the middle of the night?
Not much. I just thought I was going to walk around, see if I can maybe feed some
Walk around
animals
while we're locked in.
Yeah, well, it's dark. They can't see me. I figured that I might try and feed some of the animals while the eyes are
I
off
always
us.
thought they lived in caves. I thought goblins and bugbears and whatever could see in the dark. But
maybe they can see a little bit better than us, perhaps, but not perfect.
Okay. And he's like, well, he kind of like looks to like the other guard on duty. He gives like a shrug. It's like, well, we're under orders not to let anyone out. But
who do you think gave the orders?
well, the mayor and Thrain.
Yeah, exactly.
For one.
And who told them?
Did you do this, or bugbears told him? I guess.
Listen, you can go and ask the mayor if you want to wake him up, but trust me, I'm sure he won't mind me leaving.
Kind of shrugs and says, well, if they catch you out there, that's on you. We'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, don't worry. It's on me.
All right. Well, he'll come down off the kind of parapets, and he'll lift the heavy wooden bar across the door and push it open just enough for you to go through. It says, be careful out there. It's been awfully quiet these last few nights.
I'll do my best. Thanks for your assistance. And as I walk through the gates, I am worried about these kids dying. And if that were to happen, what would even happen? I think it would spiral out of control pretty quickly. So endeavor to not let that happen. I'll walk down the wall here to this farm, to the barn or whatever where I'm meant to be meeting.
So like this is like the first kind of set of fields. So there's going to be farmland for the next like half mile or so. As you like go walking a little bit closer to the shore, you can kind of see the muddy footprints of like where the kids have kind of swum 50, 75 yards out, coming up on the shore soaking wet. And you've kind of followed their footprints to the nearest house. I don't have a map for this yet, so we're just going to pop out to here.
Sure.
Tweak this. And we'll just draw this. So, light source, delete. Okay. So you should only have, let's drag your guy out again. PCs, Neolock. All right. I still need to make NPCs for the other people in the village. I've made them for, actually, I think I can just import somebody out of the compendium. Monsters. Should just be a... No commoners. Interesting. So I got all the monsters, I think, but not the humans.
Why, are you just looking for tokens? Or?
Yeah, I'm just trying to grab some tokens for things that I have. So I have a lot of things. I just don't have any that are actual like villagers. I have like gnomes and elves and dwarves and all the scary monsters, but not anything for NPCs. So I need to fix that for next time.
Yeah, I mean, do they need tokens?
I mean, yeah,
It's
why
not
not?
like we're gonna get attacked, right? It's gonna be...
Yeah, no. Here, we're gonna make some nice, friendly mountain dwarfs. These are going to be your friendly little.
I mean, yeah, I suppose dwarves are children
Yeah,
sized.
yeah, basically, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're a little bit hardier. Maybe I should have made them gnomes. I'm gonna actually get a different one out for. So this is going to be. This will be Turkar over here, the unique one, and then you have the 4 other guys.
I can't see anyone. I don't know if they're in the fog of war.
Oh yeah, you need to. So if you're gonna light your torch, actually these guys are gonna light torches as well. So
Yeah, I won't light my torch.
tokens, vision. So it's 1530 on a torch, correct?
Sounds about right.
Oops. Sheet. Oops. Token should be 3015. Sorry, because it's backwards here. All right, so let me get all these guys. Tokens, vision, 3015, and I can just copy this guy, and all right, yeah. So you have these guys. So let me.
All right. So what I want to do is I'm gonna let them do the feeding, and I want to stand on the edge of the field, away from them, in the direction of like monsters. Okay, so I'm between them and the wilderness.
Okay, yeah, so these guys, let me draw basically what we have going on. So we have like the house over, like, what does it say? The house is like here, kind of like this.
Yeah.
And then there's like the fields. The fields are kind of like all over here. There's like a pretty big enclosure. There's like 10 cows inside of this. It's kind of small, but it's like they're usually just like free range. And then the road would be down to the south, right? So you have water on the north side, probably around like here.
Yeah, it's literally it's all in the fog of war right now. I can't see.
Yeah, so let me change this to emit vision everywhere, because you would be familiar with the farm.
Yeah.
So planes and global illumination and save changes. So you should be able to see everything now.
Yeah, okay. That's the road up to the top?
No, that's water. So like the water line,
water,
right?
okay.
So the farm is kind of like built near the water. There's like a beach. It would be a little bit further out.
Okay, so yeah, if they're going to be in the fields, then I want to stand.
Yeah, well, they're going to be like coming here between the barn and the like livestock over here.
Yeah.
So like this area is like kind of where they've got all the cows penned up.
Does the house go all the way to the water edge?
No. The house would kind of like end. There's like probably like 50 yards of beach, but I was just drawing that for kind of reference, right? And then probably like 100 yards to the south would be where the road is.
Don't really know where to stand. Can I get, how high is the roof on the house? Can I get like on top of a
Yeah, it's a 2-story house, like 25 feet.
I want to be able to jump off. Is there like a section that has a single-story roof?
Yeah, you could like get on the porch. So like you could get like on top of the porch. So it'd be like 10 feet. At the entrance, it'd probably be like down on the south side of the house. So like over here, you have like a big porch kind of towards the road. You've got these people mucking around, feeding animals, going in and out of the barn.
I'm just worried that something's going to sneak up along the beach, the river, and on this side of the house I wouldn't be able to see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess instead I just don't want them to get ambushed and killed before I can intervene. I'll ask Tarka to stand on the porch where I just was, and I'll come and stand on this side on the beach.
Yeah, sure.
So me and him are going to keep watch. I tell him to put his torch out. So they're the ones with the torch. We're just going to try and look in the residual light.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Yeah. But I don't want us to get shot by goblins.
Okay. He is going to put his torch out. Okay. Do you want to roll me a D100?
Yes.
You want to roll high.
Sure, I don't want to roll low.
I'm sure you don't want to roll low.
What is wrong with me? Fuck's sake.
All right. What is your perception?
It's like, oh, we don't. It's willpower, right? So 16.
16. Okay.
You want me to roll a perception check?
I need to roll something for some people. These guys. What are their... roll me a d10.
5.
Yeah, you can hear down the road. It's kind of like the scrape of like footsteps coming down. You can't count how many, but that's definitely the distinct sound of something walking. You can hear, you can't quite like make out like voices or hear anything yet, but there's definitely something coming by.
All right, I'm gonna run back down to this edge of the house then. So Taco's on the porch, right, 10 feet above me. I'm on the ground in the corner of the house, and I don't see any light coming from the direction of these footsteps now.
No.
How far away does it sound?
Probably a few hundred yards out, but they can almost certainly see the light.
Yeah. Okay. Taco, down.
All right, he like drops down to the ground, comes around. It says, "You hear something?"
Yeah, there's someone coming. It's probably goblins or something. We can't let them get to the kids. We've got to intervene. Stay quiet. I start to sneak in the darkness towards the sound.
Yeah, sure. You guys move about here, so that you guys are in field.
Ragepope. One of your mods has just messaged in my chat saying that you're muted on your stream.
Oh, I'm muted on my stream? Okay, should be fixed. Got it. Rip.
Alright, so we start sneaking. I assume that Tarka's not wearing metal armor.
Yeah, okay.
Is that right? So he's not wearing, like, he's not making loads
of
armor?
No one's wearing armor. You're the only one who has armor.
I don't have any armor on. Wizard.
Yep. So I guess you'd be the only one with armor. These guys are unarmored. Neolok draws his short sword. So you guys are in the fields. So it's like right after harvest time. So there's probably like 2 to 3 feet of like ground cover.
Yeah.
If you're staying low.
Oh yeah, we're staying low, all right. But there's no light. They might still be able to see us though. So we're staying low.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a little bit of moonlight. It was like the full moon when you were coming back 6 days ago now. So still should be like a quarter moon. There's like probably visibility, dim light visibility out like 10 feet or so.
Yeah.
Let me check one thing for 2E. I want to make sure that I have all the light stuff. And we come to yeah, okay, so these guys would have that. Got it, cool. Okay. Yeah, so at about
okay, wait. So once we're like out in the field, away from the others, I will open my backpack and whisper the arcane words to activate skeletal hands.
All right.
Okay, but
Sure.
they're not doing anything yet. They're just gripping the dagger in my backpack, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, I keep sneaking forward. I want to get to a point where I can see these things.
Yeah, so at about 60 feet, they seem to notice you. You seem to notice them, and we're going to roll initiative there as you guys like come across each other.
How much did you say we're talking feet-wise?
About 60 feet. So it's going to be about, they're going to be about here. Yep. You hear like a crying goblin as we're going to put everybody into initiative as one of them points you out. And we'll go ahead and start initiative.
Okay.
What are Mountain Doors initiatives? So this guy has this much. These guys.
If I click roll initiative, it's not going to let me modify it for my action. Right?
No, you'll have to edit it yourself.
Okay, yeah.
So these guys are all.
Fuck me. Roll a 10.
All right. Let's roll the NPCs.
So it should be an 11, but how do I roll the... How do I edit it?
If you click next to on the 10, you can edit it to 11.
I don't think I can, actually.
I can edit it to 11.
Yeah, there you
go. So we can begin combat. I don't know why it rerolled everything. We can just leave you there with the better roll. So you would be at a 9.
Woohoo! I like to see.
All right, so then these guys on their initiatives, I don't know if this initiative is baked into what they're doing. I don't think so. So combat. Yeah, so these guys are going to have 3 maces and 2 spears. And so those will be what, +3 for the weapons to their initiative?
Maces and spears. No, I think that's higher than that. It's probably more like 5.
Let me get all the... Yeah.
Maces might be 4, spears probably 5.
Let me check. Weapons chart. So mace. Where is the initiative in this chart? Weapon size, type, speed factor.
Yeah, that's it.
So speed factor. Oh, these maces are slow.
This is the goblins you're talking about here.
Yep, yeah, the goblins. So there's Bladeback, Footman's Whistling, Giantkin, Great, Horseman's, and Horseman's Whistling. I think they're definitely not Giantkin. They're probably Footsman maces, or Footsman Whistling, I think. Let me check what these look like, because Footsman's mace. Yeah, these are Footman's mace. Okay, so then their modifier is 7, so that's really slow for these 3. So that's 11, 15, and 18. And then spear. Spear speed factor is 6. So then it's going to be 16 and 15. Okay. Oops. It should be 15. Okay. So Neolok looks to you on his turn. He's gonna wait and hold his action.
You mean, right? Yeah.
Or Tarker, sorry. Yeah, Tarker is going to look at you. He's going to hold his attack until they draw close. I'm not wanting to
reveal his position. Yeah, sure. Good idea. So.
Yep. So the guys in the field, they're going to look around. They're going to be surprised this turn, and Yep. Then it is your go.
Okay, so what I will do is I'm casting Magic Missile, and I'm also directing my Skeletal Hands. Abandoning the... I've just reread the spell. They better to attack one-armed. So, abandoning the knife in the backpack, I want them to go out and attack one of the goblins, and I'm also going to fire a Magic Missile at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
So, I'm going to direct it at these front two goblins, the 10 initiative and the 16 initiative, at one missile at each.
Okay.
So, against the 16 initiative goblin, do 4 damage.
Okay.
Against the 10 initiative goblin.
Okay, so 10 initiative goblin is the one in the center. So
just the 2 closest to me, yeah. Damage each.
Attributes. Okay, so he got it. So 4 damage?
Yes, to both of them.
Okay, so the first goblin looks awful. Or the 10 initiative goblin. He's like battered and bruised. Same with the other one. But they're both still up.
Alright, and then my skeletal hands are going to come down and make 1 attack against each goblin. Chant, make a claw against each one. So, the hands can also make 2 clawing attacks per round, each attack directed against a different target. They attack using the wizard's table at the same level as the spellcaster and do 1d3 points on a successful hit.
Sure.
So, my attack roll, I believe, is just attack of a 0, I think. That. Are these goblins wearing armor, by the way?
They're in leather. They have like scraps of like leather.
Yeah, I don't get +1 until level 4, so it's just a flat d20. So against the 16 initiative goblin, this is to hit. 12? Might do it.
12. AC is 9, so yes.
Yeah.
Would be 11.
3 damage.
Okay, this was the front run.
Yeah, this guy here. I don't know if I.
If you hold left click, or sorry, if you like right click them, there's like a target button in the bottom left, and you can like highlight them. Yep, yeah, that one. Cool. Yep. So he does 3 damage. Yeah, this goblin is dead.
He's dead. All right, and then the other hand attacks the other one that I hit with a magic missile.
Yep.
17. Also hits, right?
17. Yep. These guys are all on 11. So 2 damage, and the second one crumples down and dies as well. Let me go ahead and put the skull marker on him as well. Okay. All right. These guys, the guys in the field start, they're surprised, but they're beginning to go for their weapons. All right, Goblin on initiative 15. So he is going to move forward. He should have enough movement to get. He has 6 movement, so that's 60 feet.
Okay, wait. Is he ignoring the skeletal hands?
I don't think he understands what the skeletal hands are.
I question. I think this is a DM question. Do they get attacks of opportunity?
Are they creatures, or do they count as a creature? If so, yes. Or if they're just an object, then no. So, what does the spell say? Can you dump it?
Yeah. It's irrelevant part, I think.
Okay, so creates animal hairs midair, move is directed. The hands can only perform simple grasping. Okay, so it doesn't seem like they're like animated on their own, right? So if you...
Right, I'd have to direct them, which kind of implies that they don't get attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, if they are like their own living creature, like an animate object, and it like creates them into like creatures and stuff, then yes, they would. I would say no, they don't.
Yeah, because they haven't got their own intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're not like a creature. So he comes forward, and as he does, he's stabbed at by Tarker.
Come on, Tarker, kill him.
12
Nice.
will hit. Short sword damage is D6.
What's any strength bonus he might have?
He does not have any strength bonus.
Fortunate.
It is Wait, it is two-handed though, right? Because he doesn't have a shield, so that should be. Or no, that's large damage, not two-handed damage. Yep. All right, so.
Nice.
6. How much health does this guy have? Oh yeah, he just takes it. The goblin rushing towards you, doesn't even see the kid as a threat, and the short sword just gets him right in the neck as he's like raising his sword to attack you, and goes down.
Boom.
Yeah. So that is this guy.
That was a good opening round so far.
Yep. The next one on 15 is going to run to Tarker, though. And we'll take a swing. Actually, these should have macros. So Thaco on these is 20. 13, which will hit. And this guy has a spear, which is D6. 5. Yeah, it just goes right through Tarker. You can see like blood like come out of his mouth as Tarker hits the ground, impaled on the goblin spear.
Fuck.
All right. And then the last goblin is not going to be able to get to you because he's too far back. Yeah. So he's going to dash forward to you.
Okay.
All right. We will re-roll initiative for round 2.
All right, I'm pressing. Right. Another 10? Did I get another 10? So it's an 11.
Okay, so you are on 11. So one guy with a spear, one guy with a short sword. So the goblins that aren't dead, so this guy is going to be... This guy next to you has the short sword, the short sword, and that is +6, so he is on 12.
This guy's on 7, right?
No, the other guy has the spear. Yeah, he's going to be on 7, so he's going to go 7. Okay. In the field, 2 draw their bows. So the first 2, so the ones on the corners, they're +3, right? For
bows are more than that, but I think bows are like 7.
Sure.
Short bows maybe 6.
Bow short is 7. It is Pixie that is the 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have 9s. And then these other guys are going to just be running forward to help with daggers. So that's going to be 0. They're going to have to dash, and there's nothing for dash, right? Oh. So this guy is going to dash forward, coming up unafraid. Actually, let me make morale checks for these guys.
I will actually shout at them to get back.
Oh,
he starts running
sure.
forward.
Yeah, sure. So he stops halfway through. Same with the other guy. He runs forward, daggers drawn. Goblin on 7, after spearing him, moves to you.
Yeah.
Just steps over his dead comrade, doesn't even care. He will make his 19. That will not be a crit, I don't think.
Not a crit. Wait, he rolled a 19 on the dice. It will be a crit because it clears by 5.
Clears by 5?
If you roll an 18, 19, or 20, you only need to clear by 5.
Right, 9.
Fuck. Alright, so that does a significant amount of damage to me.
The sphere, the goblin is out for blood. He got him right in the through the stomach, and you too.
All right, I'm next though.
The 2 guys with the bows, they will take shots. They are just shooting at -1. Or wait, they're at mid-range, so that's -3. So that will be a miss. Wait, mid-range is -3?
Sounds right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's -1, -3. No, I think it's 0, -3, -5.
0, -3, -5. Yeah, so both of them, the shots go wild. They can't even see him really in the dark all that well either. Shots just go wild as they're panicking, and then it is you.
All right, well, I pull out my bag of sand and throw a color spray into these goblins and hope that I don't roll a 1 on this d6. Okay, I think they just both go down without save.
They have 1 hit dice.
Yeah, so they go
They
down.
both go down. Yeah, and you're able to like execute. So his HP goes down to 2.
Okay, then I shout over, "Get over here, help Tharka!" And I will draw my dagger and execute the 2 remaining goblins.
Yeah, sure. These guys run over. So what check are they trying to make?
Well, I just want them to like gather, like rip off their shirts or something to use as bandages, and I will come over to him and...
Yeah, let's roll some will checks on these guys. So one of them like comes up, sees the blood, just kind of like vomits on the ground. The other one like tears his shirt and begins like, trying to.
I grab it off him, and I will then make a stabilization check, which is an
Sure.
int check.
I believe so.
So it should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like no problem. You like wrap it, and like the blood kind of like stops at least a little bit. You can like hear the guards like as like the screams of like battle have gone. Like you can see like lights on the parapets.
Okay.
You guys are just like a few hundred, I guess like a couple hundred yards out of town. They probably saw the torches, but like now with this, you can like hear like a call to arms in the city.
All right, I say to these 2 like to pick up Tarka's body and like carry him.
Well, this kid's like vomiting. The other guy's like runs over. Let's make some will checks for these guys. Yeah, he's no problem. Both of these guys, no problem at all. They come over. They between the 3 of them, they grab Tarker. And all right.
I say to start taking him back to the wall. How many animals did we get to feed? Like 3 pigs.
I mean, you were there for like 20 or 30 minutes, so like you're probably like halfway done with like feeding 10 cows worth, trying to like muck the stalls out and everything else.
Yeah, so not much got done, but we did kill 5 goblins. I'll like walk to the barn and look for like a tarp or something like that.
Sure. You'd have to like break in. Oh, actually, no, it's a barn. Would there be tarps in a barn? Oh yeah, of course there would be. Yeah, so like you can like grab. I think they would be more like blankets, like riding blankets.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, yep.
I bring it over back over here. I want to like stack the goblin corpses on this blanket. I run over and get my skeletal hands and put them back in my have them fly over to me.
This kid's like throwing up like profusely for like a few minutes. He's like out of it. As you kind of do that, the other boys go out and they will drag the other goblins back with you as well.
I stack them all up in the blanket and then I want to drag them back to town.
How are you going to drag 5 goblins? They're pretty heavy, right? Goblins.
They're not that heavy, and there's 3 of us, right?
Yeah, well, the 3 of you plus you have Tarker.
Okay, well, sorry. So I thought a couple of the men were taking Tarka back, and then 2 of them can help me.
Well, one of them is like pretty much useless.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 will carry Tarker back to town as fast as they can. And then you've got like one guy. After a few minutes, he'll be able to help you. Yeah, so between the 3 of you, I guess you should be able to. You hear like commotion at the gates as they drag a stabbed kid.
How old is Tarka? I was kind of under the impression he was like 16. Okay, he's 15.
Yeah, he's like 15. He's like about to be 16. He's about to like come of age. He's not,
He's not. It's not as bad as if one of these 13-year-old kids got killed.
Yeah.
And he is the jousting champion. All right, so I will drag these goblins back to town, and if I can shout to the guys carrying Tarka's body, I will say like, "Get him to the cleric."
Sure. Give me another D100 as you're like shouting and all this commotion's going on out here.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Fortunately, you drag everything back to town. No problem. The cleric's like already like out at the gates, and you see her like casting whatever the healing spell is, healing
Light wounds.
Cure light wounds.
Yeah.
And we'll move you back to town. You can see like a lot of people are coming out. You can see like Turkar's parents like running, like crying and like glaring at you as you come in.
I will avert them and go and speak to the cleric and say, I stabilized his wounds. He should be able to help him, right? Looks better already.
He'll be fine. He'll live this time. But what in heaven's name were you doing out of the village in the middle of the night with kids?
I put an arm around her and like take her away from the crowd, like into an alley or something like.
Yeah, sure. I guess you make your way back like into the temple, or I guess like the two kids come with you into the temple as you're. I guess bring Parker in. Yeah.
No, I want to walk away from the kids.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can like go into like another area of the temple, or it's probably going to be the easiest place. I mean, you don't want to go in the tavern, I would presume. Yeah, you can find a quiet place in the temple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I learned that they were planning to break out of the town in the night and feed the animals. I thought it's best I go with them to make sure that they remain safe. Thank God.
Yeah, and you didn't think of warning them off or telling the guards?
I tried to warn them. I didn't think they'd really go through with it, but when I saw them jumping into the river, I knew I had no choice.
You should have raised the alarm with the guards.
Perhaps I thought I could keep them safe.
Kids out.
Work needs doing. The animals will starve. We'll need food for the winter. I hoped it would be okay. Sorry for this.
I hoped it would be okay. You didn't even talk to us, Neolock.
What do you mean?
You didn't ask us or the mayor. We could have sent some guards out there instead of boys.
Clearly, you wouldn't have agreed to it. And there was no time. Their plan was already in motion. I found out about it.
Yeah, so you can tell the guards. We can round some rowdy boys up.
I consider her for a moment. Not wanting to make an enemy of the cleric. Yeah. You're correct. Perhaps my judgment was misguided in this time. I'm glad that you can save his life and nothing permanent was lost.
I mean, perhaps, but he's not going to be good for a few days. I mean, those wounds were savage. Speared him.
Goblin got lucky. I thought Tarkar could handle him. But I think he just got a lucky shot. That's all.
Well, you're only one lucky shot between life and death.
True. Well,
you're not looking too good yourself.
Yeah,
she points, spear in your side.
If you have spare magics, then I would take them. Otherwise, do what you can to save the boy.
Okay. She'll have one more casting of Cure Light Wounds. That is what, D8 or D4?
D8.
D6.
Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, you have to be careful out there. We have to work together as a village. That's the only way we're going to make it through this.
You're correct. I have plans for tomorrow for these goblins. I'd say, like, pointing back to the corpses of the ones that I pulled. I need someone to accompany me. Perhaps it could be you, but I think you will have to be here to tend to Taka, so maybe together we can ask for a guard to accompany me.
We could see that, but I don't know if anyone's going to want to be going outside of the village. We can ask again in the morning.
I nod. Well, okay. I hope that you do not hold this against me too much, and that we can continue to work together.
I mean, we must work together. There's no choice.
I turn around and I'll walk away from her at that point.
Sure.
Yeah, like my relationship with the cleric is only going to get worse as time progresses. I'll come back over to the front of the gate where they're probably deciding what to do with the corpses of the goblins.
Okay.
Like, is there, I don't know, like some of the guards standing around talking about it or something?
Yeah, they're like, we should burn them. We should, they like get them in, shut the door. They're like, eyes are peeled in case there's more patrols coming by. One of them says, what are we going to do about the drag marks on the road? Like, you can, and up on the wall, you can very clearly see that, like, the bloody goblin corpses have, like, bled, and you can see, like, the drag mark of the blanket on the road.
Shit. There's no, like, cleaning that, right? Like, out of game. How would you go about doing that, even if you wanted to? Just throw some water on it and, like, scuff it up in the mud?
I mean, like, rake it and, hope for some rain before people come by.
Yeah, well, we're relatively close to the river, so we could, bring water.
Yeah, but if you just have a muddy road, like a raked muddy road.
Could replicate rain. I mean, I guess I say we'll have to deal with it in the morning. We'll do what we can.
Yeah. Oh, one of them says we can at least rake it tonight by torchlight, but if they catch us out there, or if more of them come by, then it'll be obvious, plain as day.
Well, hopefully no more come by tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I say I have use for these dead goblins. We've dragged them here now. I might as well carry out my investigations. And
what are you planning on doing with these?
I'm not quite sure yet. And I don't want to drag them through the town, right? If it's leaving a massive like blood pile, I'll like.
Well, I mean, it's not like that bad because but like at the so if you imagine like you have like corpses or whatever, as you're like pulling them, the blood's like coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's been like a bit, so like the blood's clotting and like a lot of like what is there is probably dripped out. So like at the very beginning, like there's gonna be like the most blood, and then like as you get to the end, there's just like less and less. It's not like a giant like red smear like in cartoons or whatever. There's just like bits and pieces of like blood and a very clear like drag mark.
Okay, well if it's not too bad, then I will drag them back to my house.
Yeah, you're gonna get some weird looks.
Get one of the guards to help me.
Yeah. Where do you want them, Neolock? Just right here, in the living room. Like, what the hell is a man gonna do with 5 goblin corpses?
Study them. See what I can learn about our enemies. I'll go and get some like rags from the cellar or something like that to drag them on top of the front room.
Sure. Yeah, he'll give you like a strange look, but yeah, you'll bring up some blankets to place them on.
As he walks out, I'll call him back. God, I say his actual name. His name is.
Oh yeah. Guard name.
Guard name, chat.
All right. Any subs? Get your names in for this guy. Nick. All right.
Okay.
Nick. Oh, that guy's not a sub. Unbelievable.
He's not a sub, but it's okay.
That's fine.
Nick, come back here for a second.
Yeah. What's up, Neolock?
I narrow my eyes a little bit and consider him. You really want to know what I want to do with these things?
I'm second but curious. Part of me says yes, and part of me says I have no idea if I really want to know.
How brave are you?
Brave enough, I suppose. Brave enough to be in the guard. Not brave enough to go wandering outside.
Well then. Guess you'll never know. Good night.
Good night, Neolock. I guess let me know when you want to get rid of them. Yeah. So we'll see what to do with him then.
As he leaves, I'll give him like 10 minutes and I'm going to leave and go and find the mayor.
Yeah, sure.
Is he out and about or is he just chilling in his mansion?
The mayor's, at this point, he's not in his house. He's probably talking with what's her name?
The cleric.
Mildred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mildred's the cleric, right?
Yeah, let's take 5 minutes. I'm going to run to the bathroom and get some water. And we will be back in a minute.
The break. All right, chat. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in 5:10. Hey, chat. Waiting for Ragepope to get back. You know, I was just looking at that dragon yesterday. Why can't you do Prime subs from phone? It's so dumb. So, I'm thinking that maybe we try and make use of these goblins and take a couple of them back to the cave and see if we can get through that.
Alright.
Yeah. Hey.
I am back. Welcome.
Welcome back.
I've got some cheese stuffed croissants, so I'm
nice.
wrapping that up and then ready to go.
Alright. Okay, so I want to go and speak to the mayor.
Yeah. You can hear him and Mildred having a conversation in the temple. And as you kind of like come in, you can very clearly see they're like discussing you. As like, you know, they like kind of stop talking and look, and the mayor says, "Speak of the devil, Neolak, the man himself."
My ears are burning. Anything I should be concerned about?
Yeah, we're restricting you from going outside the village.
That's not acceptable.
What's not acceptable is you nearly getting a half dozen kids killed sneaking around outside of the village in the middle of the dark.
I'm doing everything I can to save this town, Mayor.
Yeah, saving the town by sacrificing our kids for, what, a few cows?
For our food, for the whole village. People will starve.
That's a problem for later. Besides, we still haven't given the food to them yet.
I look to the cleric and then back to the mayor. Say, these goblins we've killed. The cave I was telling you about last time. I was hoping that perhaps you could make use of their corpses, get past whatever dark magic was locking the way. I'm sure you wouldn't approve, I say, looking at Mildred. But it might be for the best.
You think it'll work? I thought you had to, like, you know, hover something that was alive. Might as well. I thought that's how blood magic worked anyways.
I think just the blood itself is enough. But maybe you're right. We can wait for the battle to come in the next 6 days. Instead, if you want. I'm happy to just wait here and help with the fight, but time's of the essence.
Time is of the essence indeed. But what are we going to do without you here? What are we going to do when they come?
I'll be
They're
back
going to
in
be
time.
patrol.
You think they'll come beforehand?
Well, I mean, they're missing a patrol.
I think they really keep such good track of things. These aren't exactly humans, they're primitive beasts.
I have no idea what they do or don't keep track of. I mean, I would be missing a patrol, and that's what I would expect them to be. But I guess you're right. I suppose they're not the brightest.
The real question is, am I actually a prisoner in this town, or can I leave as I would like?
The mayor looks to Mildred. Mildred says, "Your adventures outside have only brought us woes. We can send somebody instead, some of the guard, but we cannot spare them."
No, I won't. I won't go. I won't send them without me. They wouldn't know what to do. Have it your way then, cleric. We'll stay here and see what happens. Sure, we can find more goblins to kill in the future if needed. But let's be clear here. Tarkor will live. 5 goblins are dead. This is a win for us.
And very lucky that they didn't get you too and the rest of the kids.
See it like that. That's not how I see it. They were lucky to do what damage they did.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them to get lucky, and only one of you, and only one of our children.
Well, have it your way. I should go and rest. My wounds are still bothering me. Speak to you both in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning, Neolak.
Wow.
The mayor kind of like gives you like a cheery wave, and Mildred kind of just gives you a regular greeting.
I don't return the mayor's wave, and I'll walk out of the temple more annoyed than anything else at this point, starting to feel frustrated that they don't see that I'm their best chance of making out of this predicament.
Yeah, sure. We didn't do XP for the nulls, so I still owe you for that as well.
Oh, and the bear as well.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just a reminder for monsters at the end of the session. It's not going to be enough to level you, but I just thought of
that. So I will head back to my house then, I suppose.
Oh, as you're like going out, Mildred says, "Neolok, wait. There's something else."
What is it? Let's turn around sharply.
Tarkir said you were animating hands to fight.
Animating hands?
Yeah, he said you had 2 big skeletal hands. Killed the first 2 goblins.
An illusion, nothing more.
So what's your deception, I guess, contested by charisma or her insight?
Yeah, I don't know if you would, well... It might just
because, I mean, you're blatantly lying about what magic you're doing, and she doesn't trust you at this point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the...
I think maybe it would just be an opposed charisma check, I think.
Opposed charisma check? Okay, so she's a cleric, so she's going to be +9. Or +11. 21. She gets the feeling that you're lying to her just like everything else.
Yeah.
You can feel her like gaze kind of narrow a little bit.
Well, I don't change my story. I just, I hold the awkward silence, and I say, maybe you should focus on your own magic, cleric.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. If there's nothing else, I'll retire for the night.
Yeah, that will be it. You can kind of see guards at the doors have like kind of doubled for the night. Give me one more luck roll for tonight. Just do 100. You want to roll high?
Sick.
Okay.
Can't roll anything for shit. You're pretending it's a spell learning roll. I might roll higher.
At about 3 in the morning, you hear like calls for guards, and you can hear just like the screams and bleatings of like animals out to the east, like screaming in fear and horror and pain.
To the east.
To the east.
How long is this after I've retired?
Like 3 or 4 hours. Like you went back, you went to sleep, you're being woken up. So you were only out for like 45 minutes or so. And then maybe 45 minutes of conversation, which would put it at like 11:30. Like you went to sleep, and now at like the wee hours, 3 or 4 in the morning, you're gonna just hear the animals to the east screaming. They're calling for guards. There's like a dozen men huddled at the east gate, debating about what to do. A couple of them want to go check it out, but the rest of them are, saying the orders are to stay put. And you can see the mayor like slowly like making. Or the mayor isn't like making his way there yet, right? And they're debating over what they should do.
Yeah, all right. So I'll come up the main road and just start listening into the conversation then.
Yeah. So Thrain is arguing with a bunch of people. Thrain seems to be for staying in town, like the mayor wanted. Sephiroth and Breton, they said they're leading the charge of the other side of saying we should go out. We should get whatever got the goblins. They're getting our animals too.
Does anyone look to me for my opinion, or am I being ignored?
I mean, as you like walk up, a couple of them like look to you, but most of them like continue arguing. Like they're too in the moment to like notice you like coming up.
Yeah, I'll wait for the mayor to get here.
Yeah, sure. You kind of stand at the outskirts. A few minutes later, the screaming of the animals is like dying down, and you see the mayor kind of making his way up the road.
Yeah. Let's see what do you think?
What's all the commotion? And as he kind of calls, you can see the guards kind of like quiet down, and they turn towards him and say, "We've there is something in the animals." You can kind of hear like a few of them just like screaming or bleeding or whatever. It's like they lay like dying, but it's mostly died down. We wanted to send men to go, but we know your orders were to let no one out, not even Neolock.
What should we do, Mayor?
Kind of shrugs and says, "Well, it sounds like it's over, so back to your posts."
All right. I walk away, annoyed by all these people, so I head back to my house.
Sure.
I'll leave them to it.
Some of the guards, Sephiroth and Brayton, not very happy by this at all. You can hear him kind of murmuring under the breath, and like the mayor makes his way back to his place.
I go back to sleep.
Huh? Sure.
In fact, actually, I got a few hours in.
Yep.
Yeah, hours of sleep. I probably need to. No, I need to sleep more to learn spells, so I'll just go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. You will sleep into the morning. So you wake up kind of 8 a.m. as the sun kind of begins peeking its way over the walls and into the blinds of your window. You've got 5 smelly goblin bodies starting to smell a little bit rank in your kitchen/living room area on the first floor.
Yeah. I learn my spells for the day.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go to one of the goblin corpses and with my dagger, like, chop off one of its fingers.
Sure. Yeah.
And go and sit at my desk and pull the book out.
Sure. As you pull the book out, the book, the ink is like almost all the way faded. You can barely make out anything that is there. Like you can tell it's there, and when you squint and get real close, you can see it, but everything is kind of faded out.
I'll go flip to one of the spells that I already learned from it, so like
Sure.
the page for skeletal hands or something like that.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, you know, like how if you were doing like a charcoal rubbing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and do that, but with the blood from the finger. So I'm gonna start like tracing across the page with the blood off the stump of this finger.
Yeah, I mean, you do so. And you just like smear blood around the page, and it like obscures like the ink entirely. So you have like a second kind of bloody page. So there's like the one drop on the inside, and now this like, well, I mean, I don't even know if there's like really any blood left. It's like scabbed, so it's like the smeared red. I don't even know across it. You can like blow most of the like dust, but there's like that little bit of like red pigment that's like left behind.
Doesn't seem to do anything else.
Nope.
I curse and like throw the finger back towards the pile of corpses.
Sure.
And I'm gonna drag. Oh no, I can't do it on my own. I'll go to the front of the gate and ask one of the guards if they can help me. I need to get rid of those goblin corpses from the night before I finished my investigations.
Sure. Yeah. He'll send someone with you and say, "What are we doing with him? We can't bring him out of town. We're going to burn him in the center."
Well, my preference would be to burn them just outside the walls, but if we can't leave...
Well, I mean, do you want to really create a bonfire of goblins?
I'd like nothing more. But
well, I mean,
right.
outside in the middle of the day with who knows what watching?
I suppose you're right. Fine. Is that
Sure.
like an appropriate place in the town to do this kind of thing, like where we put on?
I mean, the only really open area is kind of like the fountain in the center, like here. Like you could, that's like kind of the only open square. There's like a little open square here and a small one over here. You could, well, you can't do it on the docks because those are made out of wood. I guess there's like a little bit of beach over there.
Yeah, maybe on the beach would be best.
Exposed.
That's not a great place. I mean, I'm standing with the guard, like having this discussion, and I'm like getting more and more frustrated. And I'll go to. I guess I'll go to the temple, and I want to go and ask Mildred what she thinks the best thing to do. Mildred, I need to get rid of the corpses of the goblins, and figure that we should burn them. But where do you think's the most appropriate place?
Well, I would burn them outside of the village, but doesn't seem like a great idea with all these prying eyes about. We could burn them in the square by the fountain.
That's the only choice we've got.
I think so too.
We could bury them.
We could burn them in the forge, maybe, one at a time.
If the blacksmith would be comfortable with that.
Well, I mean, you can just make them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna like fuck up his forge though.
Can't say I've got much experience with burning bodies.
Alright, I'll go and ask him. I'll go and see the blacksmith.
Okay. Yeah. Blacksmith's name is Nathaniel.
Alright, yeah, so he's probably hammering away. Nathaniel!
Yeah, he's 1 second, Neolock. He says he's got like his tongs and he's pulling out some metal from the fire in the shape of like a short sword. Thanks again for bringing in what you did from those gnolls. We got a nice new sword from it.
Fantastic. The goblins that we killed last night had a few items on them as well, which I assume we've brought back. I didn't specify. I'm sure you would have grabbed the spears because they were the spears and the short swords. Short swords, pretty crude. Should be able to sharpen them up a bit. Spearheads, not sure yet. Might want to melt that down for something else. But I appreciate what you've done for the village. So what can I help you with? You taking up sword fighting? He kind of takes the heated sword out and quenches it into a barrel of oil. Alas, no, I'm not well suited for wielding a sword. Tell me if this is something that you're not comfortable with, but the corpses of those goblins, obviously we can't leave them out in the fields. They'd be spotted. And we can't leave them to rot in the town. I was hoping to burn them, but...
my forge, I guess.
I shrug. I don't know the intricacies of blacksmithery. Would this damage your sieges in any way?
Probably make it unusable for a day or two, but not a lot of blacksmithing to do right now. Got a problem, though. When you'll burn off the fleshy bits, but the bones, the teeth, it's not getting hot enough in here to get rid of those. He shakes his head.
We get them out, bury them, perhaps?
Sure. And you could just bury the corpses at that point, too.
Yeah. You're probably right. Maybe it's just best to bury them. Okay, well, thanks for your advice. Keep up the good work.
No problem. And thanks again for all the metal. Got a few nails made, and we might be able to get some new horseshoes for the spring.
Fantastic.
Looking
forward to it.
I'm a big fan of yours, but got to be careful with those kids. I know they're gonna do what they're gonna do and run out on their own, but the other townsfolk might not like the School of Hard Knocks.
I understand. I just felt it was better to accompany them, try and keep them safe, than let them go on their own. In hindsight, I probably should have alerted the guards.
Well, if it wasn't this night, it would have been another night, and we don't have enough manpower to keep them all locked in.
Thanks for understanding.
Yeah, no problem. Neolock, if there's anything I can help you with, let me know.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I look at him. This guy, is he well-muscled?
Yeah, he's been working the forge his entire life.
This guy looks like he can fight. Is he known to be a decent fighter?
Strong and brutish, but not necessarily
skilled.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I'll go back to the gate to speak to the guard I was talking to before about the goblins and say, oh no, it was Mildred, wasn't it? I guess I'll go back to Mildred. We could burn them in the forge, but it won't melt the bones or the teeth. At that point, we'd have to bury them, so perhaps we should just bury the corpses.
Well, not a lot of room in town. Don't want to go do it on the beaches. Don't want to do it outside. Pick your plot. It's a little bit weird burying.
Do I have some ground outside my house that's my own?
Not really. It's just basically common area and paths in the village. There's not really the whole. It's more of a communal area, right? It's not that big of
Well, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bury them outside my house.
a. Okay. Yeah, sure. You're burying yourself. You're gonna have some guards to help.
Yeah, I'll get a guard or two to help me if they can spare them.
Yep, sure. You guys begin digging. So goblins are like 3.5, 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
So like basically like kid-sized graves. You're digging them in front of your house. You can like see like over the course of the day, Mary's like peeking her like eyes out at the work and just like giving you the stink eye when she notices you like looking over and quickly shutting the blind.
Yeah, sure. Well, not much can be done about that. You know, maybe some goblin corpses buried outside my house could come in handy in the future. Never know.
Maybe.
All right, I get them buried. This probably takes the best part of the day.
Yeah, like probably like, well, between the three of you, it's probably going to take like 4 hours. So you'd be done, like, take a lunch break, you'd be done like 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Yeah. I want to go and check on Taka. Is he being held at the temple or in his house?
Cockert has been released back to his home.
Right. Is he like back on his feet?
Well, you go over, knock on his door. His mother answers the door and says, hello. And then she sees you and just like slams the door in your face.
Cherry, I just wanted to check on the boy.
He's fine, no thanks to you.
Very well. Sorry about that, and I'll leave. At least he's alive, I think to myself as I walk away.
Yeah, you hear her like cry a little bit and she like shuts the door.
Slowly feeling the town turning against me, I wander the streets thinking I'll just like loop around. I'll just walk around the town for an hour or two, just like thinking about what to do. My mind racing between like wanting to find out what's behind that secret wall in that cave and not wanting to just sit here for a week while I wait for the inevitable battle with the goblins and the hobgoblins. It's hobgoblins, right? Not
it's goblins and bugbears.
Goblins and bugbears, yeah.
Potentially. So they said to have 10 people ready. They sent 6 bugbears. You just wiped out a patrol of 5 goblins.
Yeah. The plan is to have the 10 men lined up, right, and then like everyone just like ambush them and the fight happens inside the walls. Yeah, so I wander around town, not sure what to do with myself. And I guess for today I'll just go back home and take another look at this book, like frustrated. Is it just getting worse? Like the ink fading more and more?
Yeah, it's basically every page is blank besides the drop of blood that you placed where the original picture was and the one random page with skeletal hands that you smeared with like basically scabs from the goblin finger.
So what is left that's identifiable on the book? Just the symbol of that god?
It's just like a plain leather cover, and there's nothing left inside the book at this point.
So at this point, it's like a blank book.
Yep. It's you don't have read magic or radiate or detect magic, so.
Yeah, but that's a good thing to think about for the this next day. So feeling frustrated, I'll spend the rest of the day like whiling away the time. I might check in on the mayor and see if there's anything he wants me to do, and I might see if Mildred has a healing
we're
spell for me.
making up plans of for the city. What we should do. Some people say draw them in and we can fight. Some say we can take the fight to them. We don't even know how many they're going to be.
I think our best option is to draw them inside the walls and then ambush them. Men on the roofs of the houses hidden with bows. The 10 men that we've lined up, drawing weapons to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should put our 10 strongest warriors as the 10 to be sent. Make it look like, we're sending our best, but they'll be the strongest ones on the ground. And keep the, the rest kind of up on the rooftops.
Agree.
Yeah.
Top of the temple, perhaps the tavern.
Mm-hmm. Great thinking, yeah.
Well, you should speak to the men, make sure that the 10 that are chosen know what's in store.
I'll talk with Thrain.
Very well. I'll leave you to it. I think about checking in on Mildred and asking for another healing spell, but think better of it, and I'll be full healed by the time the battle comes anyway, so I just leave it.
Yeah. As you're like walking around town, you can like see some of the youths like playing. The ones that you're with, a couple of them gives you like a nod as you go by, and like another one like looks away, thinking of the horror of the dead corpses of the goblins, and his friend Turkar like stabbed nearly to death in front of him.
This kid's all fucked up now. Well, it's always going to be a hard life for him. I try not to worry about it too much. Do I see Thrain while I'm walking around the town?
Yeah. We can see Thrain like up doing duty on the walls, just kind of patrolling.
I might like come up onto the wall and like follow him on his patrol for a bit.
Yeah. What's on your mind, Neolock?
I don't know. The mayor's stopping me from leaving the town, and I'm feeling restless.
I know.
I'd help you.
I don't like it either. It's like we're just sitting here waiting to be squished.
Yeah. I was actually I was thinking about maybe taking one of the pigs or something to that cave, seeing if we could get past that secret door, but they don't like the idea.
You think a pig's gonna have enough magic to open that? I mean, not a blood magic guy, but I would assume, Well, I mean, I guess they sacrifice chickens to the gods, so maybe that has enough.
I don't know.
Kind of shrugs.
Who knows what power of foul sorcery made that thing? Could be anything, but maybe it needs a man. Maybe a giant. Could be anything.
Yeah.
But for now, it's like I'm stuck in these four walls. So why not accompany my best friend, hey?
Yeah, I'd like that, Neolock. So, you think the goblins would be dumb enough to come into town? No way. We're 10 armed men. They'll tell us to walk out to them.
Think?
Yeah, there's no way they're that dumb. Why would they come into town?
What are they gonna do if we refuse to send the people out?
Siege us like they already are? I mean, he kind of shrugs. Not like it makes much of a difference anyways. Food's in here. At least enough for us.
They might leave and come back with more.
The way I see it is we have enough for us, and they're in for a long winter. He kind of points out at the fields. You can kind of see like half-eaten corpses of all the animals, like 30, 40 cows,
30 or 40 have been killed.
Yeah, like most of them just like kind of half-eaten, like bitten into, like chewed up, maybe the tastier bits, and just kind of left to rot.
What a waste, I say, pointing out. Should we not try and drag the animals back here, at least make use of the meat?
I mean, it says, from what I can see, half-eaten. I wouldn't want it. Probably been too long anyways, sitting out there in the sun all morning.
This is grave. Grave indeed.
How many of them must have come through? Must have been 10, 20 to do it, 3 minutes?
I think it was goblins. It could have been more of those things that we fought.
I'm guessing it was those things. There's no way it was the goblins. Goblins would have brought them back. They wouldn't eat it raw. They'd roast it over a fire. They wouldn't just kill for the sake of killing.
Well, whatever those things are, it's not as bad as bugbears, keeping us enslaved here, demanding tribute. They might be dangerous, but they seem savage, keeping to themselves. Easier to deal with.
But life here isn't so bad usually. I mean, sure, we're working for them, but we have mostly our freedom. Well, until this last year.
Freedom's a strong word for opposition.
And more free than we are now.
Well, I was freer until last night, and now I can't even leave this damn place.
Well, between you and me, you could still probably sneak out. There's some guards sympathetic to your cause. If you need to get out, I can put them on duty. But I don't know if they're going to be watching you at your house.
The mayor's made his mind up. The battle's coming soon.
Did the mayor make his mind up, or did Mildred make his mind up for him?
Yeah. I always thought the mayor trusted me more than her, but maybe not anymore. I think I've lost some
Well, you
favor.
know how it is. You get a few kids killed. Not popular to trust the guy who's brought back a stabbed kid, nearly dead.
Yeah.
Must be able to get.
Thanks for pointing that out, Thrain. Good one. No, I don't think I'll be leaving. I think I'm gonna wait for what's to come. Make sure I'm ready. Maybe if we win the battle, the mayor will have more trust, maybe a bit more bravery, and at that point, perhaps you and I could venture, like I was saying, take one of the animals back to that cave when we've got a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, we could take the animal, but then what happens if you meet more goblins out there, or points over to the body? Those creatures, hyenas.
Killed them before, we can do it again.
I mean, we can, but 2-day journey there, 2-day journey back doesn't give us very long in the cave.
It's true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's wait till after the battle when we've got more time.
I mean, all right, but I just don't think it's going to go all that well.
Really?
Really, yeah. I've got a bad feeling about it.
How are the men in a fight?
You good enough. I mean, they'll be good enough. They can hold their own, but if you're asking for 10 armed men for people that you're occupying, are you just going to send like 1 or 2 guys?
No, there'll be more, surely, but we have to take a chance when it presents itself. We cannot give up these 10 men to them.
I agree, but what's the alternative? They tell them to come out. We say, no, come in. And they say, no, send them out.
Well, what if we were to hide the archers on the walls instead, behind the parapets?
Sure, we have 15, 20 archers up on the wall, laying down all day, waiting for them to show up. We send the men out. We get a few shots off at them. They get some shots off on us and our men. And the ones outside the wall get swarmed by however many they send.
You think they'll send, like, 20 more?
Well, I mean, what? You send 20, you're looking at getting half your men killed, at least, if you're just sending those little goblin runs anyways.
Do you think they consider us that bold as to try and resist?
I mean, maybe. I would anyways.
You're a practical man, Thrain. What about traps we could set? Hit trap, perhaps?
Sure, but it's going to take the better part of a day to dig.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to cover it so that they can't see it. And we're going to have to do it with those patrols coming around. I mean, you're lucky that they didn't have bows. You could have shot all the kids dead in the field before you even knew what was happening.
Yeah, you're right. I was lucky. Well, I think what we're realizing here, Thrain, is there isn't really many good options available to us right now.
Mm-hmm. Just got to pick the best ones we can. And if you think going to that cave is going to be our best bet, well, then maybe we should do it now. Or we can just tell them to pound sand and deal with the siege. We've got food. They don't have food.
They could come back with 50, though.
Yeah, or 100.
And then we'd have no chance.
True.
I
don't know.
If they send 20 or 30, maybe 10 bugbears, 20 goblins or something like that, if we could kill that many without losing too many of our own, make the odds in the future much better for us. Can't give these men up. We have to resist.
You're right, but how?
Well, we have to fight. The bugbears, they know of the hyenas, right? I think. You saw some of them killed for
I would
patrols.
reckon. I would reckon so.
It's probably
You
why they
telling
want
us
the
to
extra
come in?
men.
Yep. That's what I was thinking too. They're asking for less rations. Usually it's more.
Yeah, so they've lost some troops already.
You killed 5 last night.
They want men
We
to help
felt
defend their
burnt out.
lands. If we were to lose 10 guards, would we even be able to defend our own walls against the hyenas?
I have no idea. We don't even know their numbers. I mean, we saw there was the couple that you killed, about 5 now, plus however many were out there raiding the farms.
So many dead animals, there could be dozens of them. I
Yeah,
wonder
could be
if the bugbears could be reasoned with.
They're smart enough to go around the city.
No. Do you think there's any chance we could reason with them? Convince them that we need the men to defend the town from the hyenas?
He shakes his head. They look feral. Or sorry, you're talking about the bugbears.
Talk to the bugbears. Tell them that if we give up the men, the town will be overrun.
I don't think they care about us that much. I mean, they're going to leave us with starvation rations, and they must know.
So, we've got no choice. We have to fight.
But I mean, we fight and then what? We stay the winter, hope the siege breaks. And what about the spring? Let's say that they don't do anything. It seems like they're losing to the whatever those are. Then what? What do we do? Like, now they're wiped out over the winter. They starve to death and lose. And now whatever those are outside our walls.
Well,
there's no way we can farm or hunt. We could fish, I guess.
It's one less problem. I mean, if the bugbears are gone.
One less problem, but is that a bigger problem?
It might be, but one thing at a time. One problem's less than 2.
Yeah, but if we send those 10 men to fight with the bugbears, we can potentially do damage to both of them.
If we send 10 men to fight with the bugbears, when they come for the food tax, if we refuse to give it to them, they'll execute our men.
Would they?
Wouldn't they?
They need the manpower. Wouldn't be killing men-at-arms. Might kill 1 or 2.
I'll stop on the wall and look to the other patrols.
Mm-hmm.
And then say to Thrain, you'd really send your friends to go and live with them? Be their slaves?
Well, if we're sending them, we're going to be paying the food tax. That's for sure. Don't have a choice then. We don't want them dying out in the field starving. I presume that they would, split them up and send them out to fight.
They'll be on the front lines. They'll be the first to die. And if we give the food, the whole town will be in starvation. People will die in the winter.
You're right. I don't like that one bit either.
The only other option is to...
You just magic up some food? You're a wizard.
Without any trade, there's no way for me to learn new spells. I am stuck with what I've got.
Shakes his head.
I'd need to travel to one of the towns across the sea. Maybe that's something we could do once this was over. Say that again?
Towns across the sea. You're assuming that whoever those raiders are don't kill you first, and even if you make it to their towns, are they really going to barter with you, or are they just going to kill you there?
They might. But right now, I can't even leave the town. I mean, if we can deal with the bugbears, at least then I can go out a bit further and perhaps acquire some new skills. Something that could help us with the hyenas.
Maybe.
Maybe. We could simultaneously have both plans ready. We could wait and see how many come before deciding whether to fight or to give the men up.
We could, for sure. But then where are we putting the men? On the parapets then?
Yeah, we still have the archers lying down ready. But if the signal never gets given, then nothing happens.
get 10, 15 archers on the parapets. We have 10 men-at-arms in town. They don't want to come in. We send the 10 men out, ready to go.
We see how many there are. If it seems like a fight we can win, we'll take the initiative. If not, perhaps we let them go.
Sounds like a plan to me. Man, I really wish we could set some traps.
Is there anyone in town more well-versed in that kind of thing? You might know.
I mean, we have a couple hunting traps for bears, but in terms of, fortifying a castle, well, maybe a couple 100 years ago, whoever built these walls. But you're probably the most learned man here on that.
I can't think of any good traps that we could set outside of a pit trap.
Don't have any magical traps?
Shake my head. Right now.
Kind of looks to the ground. Half hoping that you had something.
Yeah. If I did, I'd have already put it into action. Afraid not. I'm gonna take a look at one of the spells here. I myself would. Okay, well, I have this discussion with Thrain throughout the day, I guess. Eventually, I assume his patrol comes to an end, and I'll split off from him.
Sure.
And I'll go and speak to the mayor about what we just discussed, about how we should put a signal in place and be ready to abandon the plan to fight if the odds look too bad, and that we should station the men on the walls lying down instead.
Sure.
They refuse to come into the town.
He says, when do you think they're coming? Day, night, morning, evening?
If they're smart, they'll come night, but they're not that smart. They usually come in the day, right?
Yeah. Towards like midday.
So I expect it'll be the same.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of getting bored here, Mayor. Is there anything you need me to help with around town? I see that Tarko's back on his feet, which is good.
Yeah, well, Mildred's a lifesaver, really.
Literally.
It's her magics and Joaquin that's kept us alive so far.
We'd be lost without her. I'm starting to think that she is growing sour on me.
Yeah, I mean, putting lives unnecessarily at risk. I mean,
after seeing the animals slaughtered outside the East Gate, I feel rather foolish for trying to feed them, given how easily they in great numbers they were killed. But I want you to know, Mayor, whether I was right or wrong, I did what I did for the town. No other reason.
I know you. You're good at heart, Neolach. Always thinking for the best of us. Just sometimes, you gotta keep in mind what other people think about you.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, I think I'm gonna head to the tavern for the evening and take my mind off all this worrying. Maybe I'll see you in there later.
Ah, for sure.
And I guess I'll go and hang out in the tavern, and
you can see the tavern's like a lot busier than usual. All the farmers are in town. There's like beds that have been, or like cots, have been like put out. The rooms instead of like the single beds are basically filled up with all sorts of stuff in the room. Let me over here. All right. Yeah, you can kind of see like all the rooms basically are filled with cots. I don't have like cot icons, but like the tables are all kind of like squished to the right side, and there's like sleeping quarters for like 30 people or so, kind of on the left half. So like basically, like all the tables are from like here over. And then there's like cots like, all through here, and along the walls, and then in the bedrooms in the back.
To house all the farmers that usually live in the fields.
Yeah, and then, well, a lot of people are like staying with like friends and family or whatever. But to deal with the overflow, a lot of them are here.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, it is what it is. I guess I'd drink the night away. Not getting too drunk, but just hanging out with the people, trying to make sure that people still see me as friendly and
Yeah, sure.
aren't too suspicious of me.
Okay. Roll me a d100 for tonight.
Oh,
94, not bad. As you're kind of coming over, or like drinking, you see a kid like 12, 13 come up to you. Can't remember his name off the top of your head, but he comes up and says, Neolak,
yeah, kid.
can you teach me to be a wizard?
I study him for a second, and I like put a hand on his face and like look down one of his ears, and then look down the other side of his ear and say, "Open your mouth." Say, "Ah."
He opens his mouth and goes, ah.
Interesting. And how do you do with your studies?
Well, there hasn't been a lot of studying, but I'm good. I read books, or at least what I can read.
That's good. Well, I think I have a few. Listen, wizarding, it's not for everyone, and sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you study. It's just not for you. No, I don't know. Maybe you are.
Or maybe you're just a bad teacher. I'm definitely meant to be a wizard. You're gonna teach me.
Well, I have some books, old books that I used when I was younger. Perhaps you can borrow them.
Oh, that'd be great, Neolak.
Sure, kid. Yeah, sure. Tell you what, your parents here for the night?
He looks around. No, not here.
Have them come around to my house tomorrow and bring yourself.
Sounds good, Neolak. Thank you. He like kind of like scampers off, like grinning ear to ear.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's some good news, I suppose. I finished my drink for the night, and I'll head back in the morning, determined to cast some detect magic and read magic on this book. Morning.
Sure.
Yeah. So I head back, get some sleep, and remind me now, how many days are we out from the?
This is day 5, and they're coming on day 10. So let's get back to the town. All right. Morning of the 5th day. Having taken an early night, you're up at 7 a.m. Cast Detect Magic on the book, and the book is magical.
It still is.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. And then I'll cast Read Magic and flip through it and see if I can see any arcane symbols in blank pages.
Nope, everything is still blank.
Yeah, okay. Dumbfounded as to what's going on, and with no access to an identify spell or anything like that, I'm kind of lost as to what could be going on. I don't suppose the town has any magic items, like consumables, that it's locked away, like scrolls or maybe a potion or something like that.
Take this phone call.
Sure. Should we just take a 2-minute break? My girlfriend's just come home,
Yeah,
so I'm
sure.
just going towards her. All right. Back in a minute, guys. So, yeah, I was asking, is there any... There's no, like, scrolls or anything like that locked away in the depths of the temple, is there?
No, I don't think so. I could check.
I mean, there probably isn't.
Oh, I forgot that we had these maps. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, so I have more maps. I forgot that I imported them, so we actually had some stuff to pull out.
Cool.
But, alright, it's neither here nor there.
You know, so what I've got is this spell, Living Link,
Mm-hmm.
that has a range of 120 yards, and
Mm-hmm.
will let me experience one of the senses of a living creature in that range, either sight, sound, smell, or taste, or touch. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking the next time we see these hyena guys messing with the farm animals, I might try and cast that on them. That's kind of the only thing I can think that I can do from here that could be of any use. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of hesitant to like skip away the time, but it might be that we just have to wait until the bugbears come.
Sorry, just got a bunch of text. Well, yeah. So I mean, you could like try to cast Living Link, and like what you're gonna try to sense one of their emotions.
No, their
Is
senses, like, so maybe their sight or something like
their
that.
sight, see what they can see.
Yeah, see what they're doing. See how organized they are, perhaps.
How long does it like last? Um,
It's just one round per level, so like three minutes.
okay. So for 3 minutes you can see through their eyes. I guess I'm trying to figure out like
What use this
because
will
I
be?
feel like if you cast a spell on it, the first or second level wizard spell.
Second level, it says target creature of the spell experiences nothing to indicate that its senses have been tapped, and it remains in control of its own actions, entirely unaware of the magical connection to the wizard.
Okay, yeah. So you'd basically be able to like see through its eyes for 3 minutes.
Yeah, or potentially listen to it, but I assume that they don't speak a language that I understand, so there's not much use in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think sight would be the best option.
Sure. 3 minutes of it bustling about through the dark.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, if it's got ultravision, that would be one way of finding out.
yeah.
So I'll keep that spell learned. After today, I'm going to replace my Read Magic and Detect Magic back with 2 magic missiles.
Okay. You're going to. This is day 6.
Yeah. Obviously, on the day of the battle, I'll do something different, but.
Okay. So you're going to try to sneak around outside.
No. Well, I mean, just if they get within that range of the walls. I'm not going to go outside.
Okay. Well, you haven't seen any sightings of them from the walls. There is just the one shot, right?
Yeah. Well, there was them killing the
Yeah, but that's like kind of far away.
That's
not
really
even
far
around.
away. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the spell list I keep. I think I'm just going to try and help around town. I'll join Thrain on his patrols. I'll go and speak to the men that are going to be the ones doing the fighting.
Yeah.
I consider
His parents, I guess. And do you want to do that, or
say that again? Speak to whose
so the
parents?
kid? You told the kid to show up.
Oh right, yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so that's that next day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have gone into my like library and dug out a few like apprentice wizard
Basic
texts.
wizard
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll keep them off in a corner in the room and wait for the parents to come around.
Yeah, sure. Like basically like at like 8:30, like as soon as it could possibly be considered polite, you can see like Wilthorpe basically like dragging his like 2 parents towards like your house. You can hear him like talking about shooting like missiles and like fighting the goblins and everything.
Yeah. So when they get here, there's like a knock on the door. I open the door.
Knock on the door.
Oh, Wilthorpe, thanks for bringing your parents. It's good to see you again. Listen, Wilthorpe, why don't you go and play out in the yard for 10 minutes while I speak to your mother and father?
Sure. Yeah.
Come in.
He nods and goes out. His mom and dad come in. I need names, chat.
Yeah, we need 2 names, guys, for the mother and father. Let's see if we can get Jerry.
Okay. It's a reasonable name.
Jerry and Boris. Wait, no. Boris, Jerry and Rose.
Jerry and Rose.
Yeah. Jerry, Rose, thanks for coming around. Can I get you a cup of tea or something?
Tea would be wonderful. So I know Wilthorpe has a Zion being a wizard, but I don't know. We don't think we have the money.
Well,
And I know the scrolls and everything are expensive. A teacher such as yourself.
That's what I wanted to speak to you about. Ignoring the financial aspect for a second, you know, the life of a wizard, it's not for everyone. People tend to distrust you. You've got a lot of responsibility. Sometimes you have to do things that are maybe questionable for the greater good. It's not a simple life. Not always even a good life. Sure that's what you want for him?
That's what he wants for himself. I mean, I can't really dissuade him. He's been talking about it ever since he's been able to talk. All those bedtime stories we read him at night must have gone straight to his head. Wants to be Merlin or something.
I didn't want to give him... I have some books for him that would set him off on the path and at least get the initial concepts running in his brain without costing you anything. But I didn't want to give that to him without speaking to you first and making sure you were comfortable.
Yeah, Jerry takes a look and says, I mean, what are the odds of anyone becoming a wizard anyways, right? Like, let the kid try and fail. It'd be good for him.
Well, you never know, but I agree with you. Okay, well, Jerry, why don't you go and get Wilthorpe?
Sure, yeah. You guys are, after like 10 minutes of our conversation, he goes out and says, Wilthorpe, come in. We're ready for you. Wilthorpe stops immediately and comes running through the door.
Yeah, okay. Wilthorpe, take a seat next to your parents.
Okay. Yeah, Wilthorpe will sit down eagerly, his head barely sticking over the table.
I go over to my desk and grab these 3 books and dust them off and come and sit down, the coffee table or whatever in front of us. I've got 3 texts for you here that go over some of the basic necessities of wizard training. I don't really have the time to go through these with you page by page, but if you've got questions and I'm not busy over the coming weeks, you can always ask me. That's fine.
His eyes kind of go wide as the books kind of hit the table with a weighty thud, and he nods. He's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be great."
It's an important order to these. So, firstly, this book, it's not a spell book, but it's a discussion on how best to handle your spell book. It talks about the intricacies of writing spells, of caring for the pages, of how spells are memorized and how one should recollect their abilities. And I suggest you start here, and I'll hand him that.
He nods and takes it and says, "What about those 2? Which one makes me shoot missiles?" And he does guns.
Hold your horses, boy. There's a while to go before then. This book is on spell components. Now, most of this is an index of the various components and their different capabilities and where one can be substituted for another in particular cases. But the first 4 or 5 chapters talk about how components are used, the differences between material, somatic, and verbal components, and having a thorough understanding of this is integral.
Mm-hmm. He nods his head. And the third one?
This is a treatise on basic level enchantment and alteration magics. It won't teach you to fire any missiles. It won't teach you to cast any spells, but it will certainly help your understanding and your ability to learn those spells in the future. Once you've dealt with these 3, see how you get on, see how long it takes you, and come to me, and I'll see how well you've understood them, and maybe you'll work out if you're ready for the next stage.
You can see there's a cross between excitement and immense disappointment as you've basically just given him just these 3 thick pages of school books.
Yeah.
Of work, and he's like, all right, I'll do that, Neolock.
You can see that you're a little disappointed, Wilthorpe, but trust me, the life of a wizard is one of study and time. It takes a great deal of concentration, and these things don't come easily. If you're not prepared to work and not prepared to wait for delayed gratification, then perhaps this is not a path for you.
No, it's for me. It's for me. And he'll scoop the books as best he can. All right, I'm gonna go read them now. Anything else? Thank you so much, Mom, Dad.
Look to them. That's all from me. I think you've got what you need.
And it's come now, Wilthorpe. maybe let's go back inside and thank you for your time. And on the way out, Jerry like hangs around for a second and says it's probably for the best that he'll be inside with these for the next few days, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Look after him. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he kind of nods, and they'll head out.
Right, I feel slightly better about that. I'm recovering 2 HP because it's been a few days since the...
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I just carry on doing what I was doing, you know, wandering around the patrol with Rain.
Sure.
Waiting, basically.
Just gonna wait out the 10 days.
I think so. I know it's not the most interesting, but I just feel like it's the... I don't feel like sneaking out of the town and getting myself killed is that smart.
That's fine. You can roll me another D100.
Yeah. I clicked on my token, and I can't seem to like click off it. You know what that's about?
Hit escape. You might just have to refresh.
Seems like Foundry's taking a long time to load up here.
Weird. I can refresh mine. I mean, it's running fine on my end. Actually, now it's gone, so let me check the EC2 instance. Monitoring. No, CPU utilization is slow. Maybe AWS, yeah, because I'm refreshing now too, and it's here. I'll just reboot the instance. Give me 30 seconds. Yeah. Weird. All the CPU credits. Reboot instance. Huh. Okay, yeah, I just gotta restart. I think the IP is going to remain the same. Let me double check. No, I just can't connect to that entirely. Weird. Yep, connection refused. Okay, so I'm just going to stop it. All right, so it's going to take about 30 seconds to reset.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's pretty cool, Foundry, though. Can you do the stuff we've done with this like green screen? That a thing you can do in Roll20 or not?
Nope. I don't even know how you connect into Roll20's API to like grab information out, but I should be able to like grab everything from your characters and from all the monsters and everything. I just haven't explored how to do it. So basically the entire Foundry is written in JavaScript. And so you should be able to find everything and pull it out into that. And then there's a ton of mods that have been made for it as well. So for the 5e1 anyways, they have all the spells set up. So not only do they have the saves, but it does rollable damage, and it has like templates where like you click it and then it has the template already out there, and then they've applied like whatever effect is. So like for the fireball that I pulled out, it has like, you know, the 20-foot radius circle that's just like filled with like fire and like lightning bolt, whatever. And a lot of people have done like the animations or whatever for it. So I am restarting this server right now.
Sure.
But yeah, but basically, all right, so I just restarted it, and Putty is not wanting to connect, which is weird.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, I don't know. We've been going for about 3 hours, so I mean, we could stop.
Yeah, we could call it for today.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, so let's do XP. So
Okay.
you split 3 nulls. Nulls are worth the goblins are 15 XP each times 5 split by 2.
Yeah.
So 30, 150, 175 divided by 2. So, and the nulls are worth
Wait.
35.
Hang on. You said they were 15 each, not 35 each, right?
Yeah, 15. Oh, yeah, so 75 divided by 2, 37 and a half.
Yeah.
Nulls were 35. So you killed 3 of those divided by 2. So that's
So
another
90 XP total, plus the bear.
And then the bear, I believe, let's see, that was worth 420 XP.
So that's split between 2 as well.
Yep, so 210 for that.
So 300 XP total, times by
Yep.
10%, so 330.
Yep. We'll give you another 50 XP for keeping the kids alive. And then for however much for casting your spells.
Okay, so what spells did I cast?
Read magic, detect magic, skeletal hands, magic missile, color spray.
That's it, right? That's another 300.
Okay.
So we're up to 7,115. Almost halfway.
Almost halfway.
All right. Well, thanks for coming to play Ragepope, and hopefully we can get the next session in sooner rather than later. I always have a lot of fun playing this, so I think it's really cool
I'll
setting.
try to see if I can play sometime this week. I've just been like super busy, and I'm mostly done being busy now, so should be back to normal. See if we can get like an hour or two sometime this week.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, thanks for coming and watching, everybody, and I will see you guys later.
All right, see you later, dude.